Phone 50 radio cutout, can you repeat the plate? 3510-4.
Oklahoma plate, Charles X-ray Adam 162.
Charlie 330 clear.
So he's going to pull into the retreat on Corpus Christi.
Sure. Ninety 90. Making contact.
Thank you.
We got somebody, one more number.
27. Go ahead.
2038, I have a subject in custody. Last name is Hunter, first name Vaughn, Hugh, Victor, Adam, William, Nora, Henry, Union, Edward, 72861, black male. He should have about 6 municipal court warrants. Can you verify that and fax them?
10-4, stand by. Stables and Dolphin and Bravo 430 him around tobacco 2970 at the water street by Watermark. Bravo 430, 10-4.
Charlie 420 around.
Bravo 355.
Can you show us this one juvenile male, mileage is 0?
10-4, 2323.
Right. 10-4. I believe they're going to go to the gate.
Being 4002 Cambridge, 4002 Cambridge, cross street of Bronner Parkway and Horn Road. A 58-year-old male that's having difficulty breathing. I just released from the hospital. We're up EMS 12323. 910-4. Was heavily responding with Mag 9 for a chest pain, possible heart attack at the International Airport, 1000 International Airport.
2325. Right now. One northwest at El Tapatio. Point of alarm is going to be the back door. Back motion.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, it's up one.
So that both of the doors should be open.
It's going to be flow, correct?
Negative. ALO.
Double.
Your decline contact.
That's time for the decline.
No. Case number.
Per hour.
July 2018, 2006 Chevy pickup. Stewart out of Orange Grove. Confirmed negative 29.
First name on Stewart.
Gus. Boy King 7. Black and white jacket.
I don't know. I might be taking one of these ferries and be heading to the UK. So close. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to get there.
Available unit, go ahead and grab the med bag, go to gate 5.
9. It's 9. Need to go walk through the city to see if there's somebody is willing to support, to help me. And by someone I mean some human traffickers, some smugglers.
Texas failure up here.
Where are you? I don't know where you can find them. You see, I prefer that.
Can you change the address to 619 Delmore?
Easter. And I go there. They might be afraid, they might be worried.
093. Georgetown Police, 009.
They told me, welcome.
No.
Tomorrow you'll be having your lunch in London.
Can't put weight on it. We're going to fire dispatch 2329.
Wow, this is great. Please, yeah. Let's please, yeah. Let's do it as soon as possible. It was very, very
Writer Dr. Johnson.
I've been to this house many times over the years because I'm an admirer of Samuel Johnson, because he was, in my view, a genius. He wasn't some detached intellectual. He was a man who loved his friends, who loved conversation, who was funny and witty and compassionate, and he was one of the giants of his age, not just intellectually, but also he was one of the giant age, not just intellectually, but also physically. He was an absolutely huge guy. And when you come to this time capsule of a house, you get a strong sense of who he was and of the times in which he lived.
18-10-4-323, I'll trade clear.
And lived at the centre of Georgian London's cultural life.
Hey Mike, just come into the
This is a picture of what was called Johnson's Club. It was a gathering of some of the most interesting and most creative people of the age, and they would regularly get together with the Georgian portrait painter, Joshua Reynolds.
Reynolds gives us a glimpse into the black history of Georgian London. This is a copy of his portrait, simply entitled A Young Black.
It is really
entitled A Young.
escorting them up.
It is really rare for a black person to take centre stage in a Georgian portrait and to be the subject of the portrait and not some exotic detail in the margin.
Painting was always assumed Dr. Johnson's servant, Francis Barber. The latest research throws that into doubt, another sign of how elusive this history can be.
Confirm his address.
What we know for certain is that Francis Barber was born in Jamaica and that he was born a slave. And he was brought to Britain by one of Johnson. When Johnson's wife died, this at about the age of 10, was sent to this house to become part of Johnson's household.
The two formed an unlikely friendship. Johnson became like a father to Francis and changed the course of his life.
Call pending and a loud call.
Used when he was writing to make him famous. This book, his Dictionary of the English Language. But on the back of this one, the young Francis Barber has practiced writing his signature. And on this one, he's been practicing. And I just want to smile on this because it is just such an innocent, such a classically teenage thing to do. It's what we all did when we were kids, and we were imagining what it was going to be like to become an adult, and what it was going to be like to go. He'd been born a slave, been born the property of somebody else. He had been born a thing, legally, to be bought and sold, or whipped and beaten. So for the teenage Francis Barber in this room and imagine a future in which he would be the author of his own life and the owner of his body was miraculous. And in the years that the two of them are living in this house and being this Georgian odd couple were the same years in which Britain was exporting millions of Africans into slavery.
That's on primary. Okay, confirm.
Say, to find out if the same violent scenes will be repeated at the World Cup. A few days after our meeting, I get a call from Vasily. He's invited me to a five-a-side tournament, but with a difference. All the teams represent hooligan firms. All the teams against hooligan firms from across Russia. But with the police crackdown starting to bite, people are nervous about appearing on camera.
Ну да, среди пенсионеров. В почетном президиуме коллектива «Гладиатор США». Молодежь подрастает перспективная. Вот. Обзавелись семьями, детьми. У Василия вот 5 детей. Вот. У меня... Это действующий ребят. No.
But he does have a suggestion to find some of the Marseille hooligans.
Будет интересно посмотреть на них в срезе и сравнение с этими ребятами. Посмотрите на провинциальный футбол, ну и на очень интересных ребят за вами. Они тоже хорошие собеседники.
This is the slum. In the 1860s, 90% Victorians rented their homes. Now, if you were poor, you moved to an area like the East End, where you would rent a room rather than a whole house. The one advantage of living in an area like this is you didn't have to provide proof of employment or good character, as you would have had to do elsewhere. The slums drew people from the fringes of society. Low paid, hard times. Poverty fortune sent people here by the thousand. There were very few safety nets. This was a time before welfare benefits, the NHS or the minimum wage. NHS or the minimum wage. The poorest of all couldn't even afford to rent their own room. Some paid to sleep in other people's beds. Others opted for the doss house. In 1860, 50 coffin beds. In charge of this doss house is 39-year-old Andy Gardner from Oxfordshire.
It looks like Victorian flat pack.
Most slums were owned rent from the other tenants.
Oh dear me. That's one way of ingratiating yourself with the group, isn't it? Hi guys, nice to meet you. Give me your money. I'm going to kick you out your room.
As rent collector, Andy gets free accommodation.
Here we are.
But he'll need an income from the doss house or find other work.
Something to keep warm, where to sit down and eat, somewhere to wash, somewhere to sleep. I mean, this is a lap of luxury really compared to the doss house.
The residents are exploring their new surroundings.
Lovely. Hello.
Welcome. I'm your local rent man.
Are you?
I'm getting the rolling pin ready.
You get the rolling pin ready. Otherwise you'll be down here. Otherwise you'll be down here.
132.
No. Is this the doss house?
This is the doss house.
It's the doss house.
If you can't afford the coffin bed for 4 pence, you'll like the other one. Do you want to sit down on the bench?
Okay.
One. Do you want to sit on the bench?
Okay. So like this?
Yep.
That is disgusting for a human being to actually even pay.
Well, it's either that or the street.
The tuppenny hangover. People slept upright, supported only by a rope. Something the residents could experience if they failed to pay Andy at the end of the week.
So if you can't afford the rent,
King John Henry
2958. That's harsh.
We'll be pulling onto the 1300 block of
really harsh.
Extremely harsh.
10-4 on King John Henry 2958.
Right, you need to work really hard.
And you can't get us into debt. Can't get us into debt.
That he did see y'all. He didn't want contact, but the female started arguing with him in the background. She said something about setting shoes on fire.
Okay, 10-4, because we're having a hard time trying to locate that individual.
Well, he did say that he was at 2616 Paragon, unit number 1, but he said that at first he sounded like he wanted to cancel the call, but she started arguing with him after.
Drops directly into a bag, which is heat sealed bottom and top. To prevent any defective bags, they go
mileage 45.
past a sensor that measures them exactly.
This little blue box here is a bit like a laser beam. That laser beam detects the correct length of that bag. So if the bag's burst, you deviated from set length, and that will be rejected.
You're a good teacher.
Over in the packaging department, cardboard is being turned from flat pack into boxes in one slick move. The machine even opens each box as it goes.
That's genius!
6 hours of roll carries out a random every 2 hours.
How long have you been doing this, Jim?
A long time, 42 years.
42 years. So what year did you start?
1973.
If you do find a problem, does that mean you have... If you do find a problem, does that mean you have to stop the whole batch?
Depends on the defect. If it's minor, then we make an adjustment accordingly. If it's a possible hold, then we stop the line and we tell relevant supervision.
So how many boxes of cereal we likely to happen? It does happen. Yes.
There's a detailed checklist, but Jimmy is so experienced, he knows in an instant if there's a problem.
Smell the inside of the
shooting call hour for a 25-year-old female.
Smell the
inside
of the box.
You do what?
Smell the inside of the box.
What can you smell from the inside of the box, Jim?
Well, it's hard to describe, it's through experience, but sometimes the cardboard itself can actually taste or smell off.
For a box and tell me if it's wrong. Really?
Yes.
15, 13, 10, 4.
You do realise you're telling me you can tell the difference between fresh and stale cardboard?
Yes.
Jimmy, I love you. Give me a 5-5. That is just remarkable.
Before the concept for this ball here, feel it.
And feel it against this?
Yes, it's standard scratch of crunching up.
That's your template, if you
yes,
like.
we're looking for... Yes, we're looking for similarity. Actually look lighter or darker, or too much coating or not enough coating, and then I have a taste.
Can I?
Yeah, by all means. The peanuts, the syrup, the honey.
Which I've never even considered.
59, so just to let y'all know for y'all today.
Jim, I believe you.
So
you have got an expert nose when it comes to breakfast cereal.
Thank you.
We'll get a sticker.
Charlie 450, clarify the door. I will just in my... 2970, copy another point. 570 good.
Charles Adam 23770.
While the family play, I'm taking Annabelle and Atalanta to have a go at making goat's cheese, starting with the milk. Bear with me.
So, Atalanta, have you ever milked?
But the one thing we know is to
Delta 3 or Delta
make
4.
cheese, so all this is rather new to me.
Hello. Look who's here.
Yes, sir.
And who is this? This is B.
Is that transport over there?
Look who's here.
Yeah, I typed it out on his computer.
And who is this? This is B.
Simple.
So will you show me how to milk her? Of course. Right. You squeeze at the top and then run your fingers down, just like that. Would you like to have a go?
Roadway.
Yes, I know.
58 west on Everhart.
So you just
No, you would
Come on, B.
At 11281 or 1929.
Yes, I moment.
So you just...
You know, you were better.
Bravo 445. It's going to be George X-ray 3585. Pulling into Sendera.
George X-ray 3585 pulling into Sendera.
Liters of milk a day. It's the most consumed milk in the world. But there's not much chance of getting any more from food today.
Come on round.
ID 1929, go ahead.
Come on round.
It might be. Yeah. So see what joy we get from Annabelle.
That's it.
Well, look at that. I could write my name in it.
Lieutenant Medic 14 for injury detail call at the Starbucks. 5218 Silverberry. 5218 Silverberry at the Starbucks Movie Theater. It's going to be an 11-year-old
It takes a lot more milk to make a hard cheese than a soft one. So for the soft cheese I want to make, we're going to need
2345.
Karen and Annabelle, you've done us proud.
Thanks, Mum.
And the other one too. Come on, off we go.
Good girl.
Down in the slow lane.
Cheese making in the UK is at an all-time high, and there's a rise in popularity of. Confess, we did need it. Steady hand
the off-ramp before Everhard at 58.
The only ingredients you need apart from the goat's milk are sea salt and citric acid. Milk are sea salt, citric acid, which you dissolve in water.
Do the off-ramp at Everhard.
Drizzle the citric acid solution into the milk, stirring thoroughly. You can be slow.
I'll keep the channel up.
Way. It's very exciting. It's just beginning to separate. It's the curds, which is the solid part, and the whey, which is the runny part. After half an hour of the heat, you can pour it through a muslin cloth. It's all solid at the top.
Wow.
And what have we got? The whey at the bottom. A good goat's cheese needs salt, and I'm adding fresh thyme. Extra flavour. Full of anticipation now, because it has separated beautifully. There it goes.
That is brilliant. We're going to tie it up and drain it a little bit, and then shall we hang it on a tree?
It needs to hang for half moisture.
We'll come back and have some magic cheese. How much fun is that? Good teamwork.
I should negative 29 TCIC. NCIC has a ID that's eligible, expires 9999. Address at 1417 Horn Road, apartment 1377A, Adam, out of this city. And on your second subject, Miguel Garcia, he's negative 29 all the way around. Has an ID that's eligible, expires 2022. Address 3002 Antelope, number 68, out of the city.
And wide-ranging monkeys on Earth, and have learned to take advantage of every opportunity. Commute.
Charlie, 410 area, clear. Tempo.
It's especially risky for...
Copy.
For a young macaque still learning the ropes, having a tail longer than your body gives you the edge. It can both grip and act as a counterbalance. Across Thailand, there are thousands of Buddhist temples. And families like this get a surprisingly warm welcome.
Mama. Go ahead and see 14. I was set for.
Thai Buddhists have a unique relationship with nature. For them, Every living thing contributes something to the world and deserves respect. This passionate relationship is the perfect example of the spiritual connection so special in southern Thailand, where humans are not apart from nature, but live within it. There are other welcome benefits for the macaques who visit this temple. A chance to cool off and have some fun in the heat of the day.
Adam 374. Address 3533 South Alameda, Driscoll Children's. Contact Donna, care team. Charlie 4.
I'm 10-4, alright.
As a top graphic designer, Emma's desperate to be able to write and draw again.
I'm so glad to have gotten this opportunity to work with you and maybe to help you out a little bit. Emma?
I don't even know what it is.
It will...
Hyann has now incorporated her vibrating wrist technology into a bespoke watch. She's also built for Emma, which allows her to adjust the settings. This is the first time Emma's used it.
Woo!
Whoa.
Adam 420, Adam for video. Adam out for loud music. It's going to be at 4225 Columbia, 4225 Columbia.
It's started up.
Contact. You need the second call.
I mean, how are you feeling? What are you feeling when you're wearing it?
It's making my hand feel less stiff.
Adam 430, interrupt.
Immediately?
I'm actually still tremoring, but... distracting a little bit, I think. It feels soothing.
Shout engine E10 on site.
I'm just excited.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Let's try something.
Got a... I think he's like a 10, 12-year-old kid. Slipped and fell. At this time, there are no lacerations or no major injuries. Kids laughing. Do you need another unit? Negative. I have a fire department on site.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a things I've seen. It's going to be the child's name. About 10 to 12 years old.
But that's to be expected. Crikey.
Emma, you just wrote your name.
I know.
Twice.
It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't like a first time lucky. And I'm 3 years ago.
South Alpharetta, Texas. And it's Joel Soto. Date of birth is 10/20 of 80. On your second subject, Crystal Lopez. 3/5 of 87. She's negative 29 all the way around. Has a deal that's not eligible. Class C expires 2017. Address also out of Alpharetta, Texas. 10-4 second.
Yes, ma'am, I'll be in traffic control on 358 eastbound between Weber and Everhart. Still on 630.
10-4.
Probably vibrating on your knee now, isn't it?
I'm so glad it worked.
I was so scared about putting my pen on the paper.
I'm so glad it worked.
Ruin it.
Yeah. 2518 last recess. 2518 last recess.
Look at this.
Color's a vanity. The disturbance with her boyfriend Eric that's refusing to leave. In a gray shirt and blue shorts.
Oh God.
Hyann thought this might help. It might
Like
be
10%, like 20%. This is like I think this is 80%.
I was going to go up to 90.
Jesus.
Who are you going to call first?
My mum. I've actually just written my name. The Emma.
It's got my name on it, and it comes with interchangeable faces and wristbands, so I can change the colour.
It's the old Emma. It's the old Emma. So important.
Saturday 5360 4E, disturbance on power rise 5855 of the heart, 5855 of the heart at Heart Police Department. Mail you the address, didn't give an apartment number. The girlfriend was taking property, line disconnected, voicemail, call that. Addy 6468.
Yeah, represent side directly over station. And I'm going to need you up there. There's no shoulder up there.
Blake Kennedy 1111 of 85. Alright, 230, you're in line.
375, take me out of line, please.
Alright, 275, 10-4.
Hey.
That's fine.
I have better things to do than try to amuse strangers.
Oh my.
Let's dance!
270, 10-4.
Hey presto. Take off the heart racing.
Group hug. We have legends in this room.
Yeehaw!
168 Nora 9104.
68 Nora 9104, 10-4.
Comedies. Critics say comedies aren't very funny, but to be fair, that's only because jokes hadn't been invented back then. Of course, if you go to watch a Shakespeare comedy today, you'll hear the audience laughing as though there are jokes in it, even though there definitely aren't. That's how clever Shakespeare is. Even at this early stage of his career, there was no doubt that Shakespeare was the best at writing plays. But there was enough doubt that old bits of another theatre, inventing upcycling, and he probably made the word up as well. He was a better playwright than he was an architect. That's why he didn't put a roof on it. But to be fair, Wimbledon doors a long way. The language you barely understand. And if I find it confusing, it must have blown the minds off some of Shakespeare's first audiences.
Nora, Edward, David Young, first name Blake, Boy, Lincoln, Adam King, Edward, 1111 of 85. That's 10-4, he's not getting a return, and there's no history, and I leave.
Shakespeare's audiences had loads of fun, heckling the actors and cackling a lot in a sort of mad peasanty way. The actors and cackling a lot in a sort of mad peasanty way. Like that. And that. To tell me more about Shakespeare's disgusted audiences, I spoke to this man. Who are you and what's your game?
I'm Dick Martin and I'm a theatre director.
What was theatre like in Shakespeare's day? Who are the audience? You know, did you wear tunic on their faces?
The audiences ranged from the ordinary common working people who'd stand around the theatre here, and then they would range to the aristocrats who would sit at the top of the theatre.
Right, so some of them had to stand up, they didn't have chairs.
No. Audiences quite enjoy it, and particularly now.
What do they do? Enjoy standing, do they?
They actually enjoy the experience of standing.
Who's told you that?
Motion detected. G-Moto.
Mike, do you want me to go out there with you?
The one with the prettiest view. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got woods.
I'm taking my cargo all the way to...
It sure would be pretty with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me head that way.
My mum's just being hilarious again. Oh, Cal. Oh, Kelly. Of course I like you. Oh, Kelly. Oh, I'm sorry, but it's just the nicest thing anyone's ever... I'm sorry, but it's just the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
This is boring. Honest. New Year's Eve and I'm stood in some old woman's hallway.
Jennifer.
I don't think they like me, you know.
Yeah. You know what, I wouldn't be surprised actually. They're all like so conventional.
I know you're like 4 times as old as me.
Why?
Old as me.
Why?
Even if Jason does go to Australia and dumps me and I never leave the house again, can we still be friends?
Of course we can.
Danya, right?
Mary. And Carol singing.
I'm a little bit younger than her, aren't I?
Oh, you're considerably younger, yeah. And also, you do look younger than she does.
Well, he doesn't come up with Roland Saldana, so I don't have to be further stuff to get it, but no one even in the 2000s.
I can't live in Australia.
I know.
I feel as sad as this.
06 or 07, probably. 637 was out the subject, walking in the street, getting courtesy right back to Rockport. No, I was not.
I feel fantastic being black and British. I'm serious. I am British. Can't you tell? Can't you tell?
For me, Britain's important because I raised and I'm born here. Everything that I've done has been spawned from. This is the flag that would always fly.
I was brought up in London. I was as British as it gets.
What can I say? I'm proud to be British. I just think we're very blessed.
The judiciary, the English of cricket board. I can't be any more British. There aren't many British institutions that hasn't touched my life. I more think, are you losing your Jamaican? That's my question.
I would describe myself always as West Indian. On my passport it says British. But the passport I had in the West Indies also said British.
Am I proud to be British?
But the passport I had in the West Indies said British.
Am I proud to be British?
For many years when I was growing up, the society that you were in said very clearly British. I didn't feel really British until in my 30s.
I've never really felt British. Is the truth for life. When a group of friends go to a friend's house and that doesn't let you in because your skin's a different colour, you don't feel like you.
People are all asking you, no, but where do you really come from?
Some people think in this country I'm American, which bugs me. I've often felt like I've had to prove myself more in my own country than anywhere else.
Then ever hired by
of the globe sit here in the UK.
I think it's complicated today to be British.
Service 70, you should be westbound over Staples on the fast lane.
to be black British. Like, because like there's a gazillion question marks over that.
This British accent has got me out of a lot of trouble. Being stopped by a police officer in America, and then I start speaking. Being stopped by a police officer, and then I start speaking, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I thought you were black." It's good to be here at Hammersmith Apollo, live at Apollo. I'm hosting this. African family, you got 4 choices of career. Doctor, disgrace to the family. My mum picked all our jobs before we were born. When my mum was pregnant with me, someone went up to her and went, what are you having? She's like, picked my subjects at school. I was going to be a doctor. Got as far as A-level biology, and we had to cut open a rat. And I discovered I couldn't stand the sight of blood or anything vaguely biological. Just had to switch it up. I was like, Mum, I had to tell my mum the doctor thing wasn't going to work out. But it was alright. I said, I'm going to be an engineer. And my mum was like, engineer? It is on the list? Okay. And that's how it ran in my family. She wasn't impressed when I decided to become a comedian. That conversation didn't go very well because I was an engineer. I worked as an engineer. For years, I used to work for Otis, repairing lifts. That's what I did. And my mum was proud. Yes. Yeah. And then I left that and decided to become a comedian. My mum was not impressed. She's like, comedy? What the hell is comedy? I'm going to tell my friends in Nigeria. My daughter is a clown.
Lemon 213, Brendo.
But luckily for me, within 6 months of starting comedy, I got on this talent show called The Big Talent Show, hosted by Jonathan Ross. Got on this show. So I called my mum. I was like, Mama. My mum was like, oh yeah, that's good, very good, interesting, very good. Call me when you get to the final. I'm not interested in this quarter-final, semi-final rubbish. Call me for the final rubbish. Call me for the final. So sure enough, I got through to the final. Filmed live on television, live. Jonathan Ross is hosting, and my mum comes down with a set. Jonathan Ross is interviewing me after my set, and he sees my mum in the audience, which was not hard to spot. It was literally white people, and then a bank of African royalty just points to my mum and he goes, that Gina's mum is in the audience. And I swear to God, my mum stood up like this. Yes, that is right. I am the reason the clown is here. I am the reason. I always knew she was going to be a clown. When she was 3, I bought her the big shoes. Where's my mom? Come on! Where's my mom over there? She's here!
Unconscious patient at 5117 Embassy, 5117 Embassy. It's going to be a Optimal Hotel. Subject's going to be a city eastbound in Corona. First locations up on the 2nd floor, passed out, not responding. She's going to be in the hall. hallway,
stars are outside
19 to 20 figures of age. Information still coming in.
Attitude
We'll
towards
copy EMS 1 at
celebrities.
009.
He's had a good dose.
There were definitely things he'd been ruminating over, and it was all coming out now. It was like,
46 coming out,
he was
and
basing
450 can go with me. She's right by me.
he was trying a lot of things. He had to flex
These songs that the musicians in Ibn for. So we have David Torn on this track. For instance, the intro, if I play David Torn. That's his role in this, you know.
I had this loop.
Unconscious patient at 5117 Embassy, 5117 Embassy at the Lobster Motel.
Something like this going.
19 to 23-year-old female that's on the second floor in the hallway, passed out.
And I was moving it in and out while the line was happening.
And I remember also that he was changing his vocal over the chords to create different sections.
I put Torn and Leonard together. Torn and Leonard.
Highway 77 north of Trenton.
Very complimentary. Very complimentary. Okay.
It's that kind of almost a Motown kind of. I don't know where that kind of comes from.
I still need you out there, but yeah, thanks for option.
It's like, oh no, I wasn't thinking at all. You know.
Central, is that your subject? Delta 315, go ahead.
My subject, Door Castillo's driving record faxed over to CDC.
Stand by. Kappa SCID, George Frank Lincoln, 1101 Templar.
Alright, Oscar, thank you, man.
Alright, that's copy. Are you asking for a case number?
Yes, ma'am. Just working on duty at Fort Line, 8001 I-37. Still with that?
The service just came in. It's going to be a male harassing RP. Delta 450-10-4, Delta 36 showing route as well. 1303 third, 1303 third. Trust 30 morning for disturbance process. That's a minute advisor.
Advise them go on standby for now. Standby for now. Let the EMS make that call on whether they want to fire out or not.
Coming in, look off EMS 1 at 015. Yes, sir. Sorry, was it advised? No female condition rating?
Meg 14 something.
14 on scene.
Seatbelt popped on her.
When I first met you guys, I told you that I wanted 100% effort. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes that's not enough. Just because you tried 100% doesn't mean that you'll always pass a selection course. Just because you make it to the end doesn't mean that you'll pass. You may be deemed unsuitable for other reasons. Everyone understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Nobody quit. We want to see that. See some with Parrott. Thompson, bit of leadership too. Didn't hear a lot of voice coming necessarily from anybody else. Onioki, especially. With the PT session, I identified several individuals that were performing under standard. 3 seats on the chopper tomorrow. And there's 7 of you. So unfortunately,
check was on fire. Charlie 304.
Alan, you need to pack your bags, mate.
Call 3rd morning. Delta 360 Arriving. 10-4.
It's like things end finally for Alan, and I feel heartbroken for him because he has such a huge heart and he has been the entire day.
Alright, at this point, you guys are going to be dismissed. Alright, and we'll catch you guys later on. Okay?
Come to attention. Left turn. By the left wheelie, quick march.
What are you going to walk away from this whole process feeling?
I have pushed my...
Around our
harder
left Simmons,
than anything. This is the hardest thing I've ever done because it's just persistent and it gets inside your head and it never stops.
Yeah, I guess sausage surprise is our last dinner, guys. As a 6.
Yeah, the last supper.
Did you guys?
No, Dad.
35-year-old Durance has faced challenges since childhood.
And because I was deaf, school for me was quite hard. But I was lucky I had the right friends to help me. And obviously I used to copy their notes all the time.
Though he struggled with communication under Clinton in the South Africa. Struggled with communication until the South African days.
This ain't like rabbit trip.
He grew in confidence to take charge in the nighttime surveillance during our GIGN
shutting off on me every time I turn on the lights, but I got a replacement.
You're the wind tower.
Take it all the way to the end.
I want to inspire you all disabled people out there. You can achieve anything.
There's only 3 places on the chopper tomorrow. Well, whatever happens, less than 48 hours.
7 William 4593.
7 William 4593, 10-4.
as protesters.
West 09
night surrounding the anniversary of my.
They getting away with it. They getting away with it. They can do it again and again.
This is massive protests erupt in major cities all across the country, including Baltimore, New York City, and Washington, D.C.
Parts of this country. Deep distrust exists between law enforcement and communities of color.
I was telling William, it's very different out there. And he was like, Mom, I'm not worried about it. He said, 'Cause that'll never be me.
At the Sunset Motel, which have a Leopard. Contact Larry for this senior. He needs PD to calm his son down. Son is bipolar. There's a caution on the suspect. Yeah, he's in a sack now, no shirt and khaki shorts.
Okay, I gotta get
Novice, date of birth 12/20/85 out of San Antonio. Status is showing not eligible on Texas CL Class Charles, expired 2017. Showing active, denied renewal, failure to appear, also showing considered surcharge due to constipation, no insurance, really multiple.
The good thing is
9.9 on second 27, Cypress Alexandra Flores, date of birth 12/15/95 out of San Antonio. Status is showing eligible. Texas CL Class Charles, expiration showing 2022. Restriction Adam.
back to our family, back to our community, just back to America, period. And justice can be served. That's all we asking for. And we can't get justice in 2016, God knows. I don't know. We're gonna ride.
Not with her.
Wait, and get them off. We got too many 18-wheelers coming through. You want to back down there? Right. We're going to shut down northbound Burt to the meter.
Four, semi-detached.
Here we are.
That's so far. John Noel, 5380.
Look at this. Ready?
Look like you're on another planet.
One 23, 10-4.
Boy Young Sam, 8248. First name Victor, 1397.
I am the sole author of
South 340 area. Delta 340,
Leah said to me, "You have your work, you have Frank, you're so successful."
Over Dale Miller, turning westbound, trying to get to the cars, rolling 80.
She said,
Delta 260 Delta Fremont, custody 0025, case number 30003.
We should be fighting, not talking.
430 area. Delta 430, 10-4.
I'm Eric. This is my brother Siegfried.
And 420 for the disturbance in progress of impending. 4321 Spring, 4321 Spring, contact Anthony. Serve the girlfriend Amanda, white female, white shirt, blue jean shorts. He's trying to barricade the complainant from leaving the house.
You are the man who killed Abba. Thank you. We've benefited greatly from Abba's death. Yes.
A strange mix. You did not know this, but...
Try to then conversion.
all those
Charlie 330, Charlie 310.
killed or fled.
Beyond 2016, carry all red colors to a Michael Cruz simply out, and Melissa Donnelly out. A poolside insurance is showing confirmed.
Siegfried and Eric. I will fight you.
9002132 is the driver.
It will need to be a handsome agreement. In exchange for peace, in compensation for the loss, after which I will offer you a fortress at Donald. We will join together. We will join together and we will... Jarden's land will become yours.
You offer nothing. Downhole is too strong. It cannot be taken.
What I am offering you, Siegfried, is life. Life as an earl.
The only way to defeat Kjartan is to deny him food and freedom. We, my brother and I, have considered this offer. With men, with difference.
Bravo 425 to do traffic.
To live.
Yes. Fed and remain sober for months.
Would take too much time and too many men, some hundreds of men.
But it can be done.
There are other ways.
It can.
Negative, just find the building where the dumpster is in the black passenger car.
As the king explained earlier,
There's no
You
dumpster
do
here.
not have a voice. Say what's on my mind and clearly. This plan can never work. There are other ways to defeat Kjartan. Plan can never work. There are other ways to defeat Kjartan.
It seems everyone is wrong but you, Uhtred Ragnarsson. Do we have a plan, King Guthred?
Yes.
South of 89, we got both northbound lanes closed off. We're diverting them to the feeder.
Excellent.
I don't know. I used to see on the news that...
Progress with Charlie 420, 4321 Spring.
Yeah, but for that, I said put me on this call in my beat, and 320 already said he's going to be around that call.
No, what was going to be...
10 first, you're closer than he is.
Like it took like a quite peaceful city.
That's a 35 location.
It's a bit chilly, but...
It's going to be stripes at Ayers and Horn.
Oh
it's going to be a Lincoln.
Look.
No license plate.
Here's the sea.
Delta
One of these ferries.
24 050.
Hey!
Larry Flores, 81481.
See it there? It's over there. The horizon.
This is going to be a family disturbance. Information giving a third party. Rising the boyfriend's mother was trying to hurt the sister.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait to get there. Just now I need to go walk through the city to see if there's somebody willing to support. I mean, some human traffickers, some smugglers, because this is the only way to get out of here. Where are you? I mean, where are the smugglers? I don't know where you can find them.
385 in line? Delta 385, you're in line. Found, he's up.
And I go there. Afraid they might be worried.
That's 40 location.
There's a Roosevelt, King Boy King, 2940.
There's in Roosevelt, King Boy King, 2940, 10-4.
Or you'll be having your lunch in London. That's, wow, this is great. Please, yeah, let's do it as soon as possible.
440, I'm sending.
That's 440, 10-4.
Very tough for me to believe these smugglers, because I didn't have a choice but to believe them.
61 Justin, do you have the northbound lane close?
They shut off both lanes.
Road and then turn back around. 10-4, I'm 23.
Francis Bond.
Sex offender. He's supposed to have a DL that's not eligible. Revoked sex offender. Class C expired in 2009. Restrictions A Adam. Address 4505 Leopard. Room 109 out of the city.
He was a man who loved his friends, who loved conversation, who was funny and witty and compassionate, and he was one of the giants of his age. Not just intellectually, but also physically. He was an absolutely huge guy. Times in which he lived.
Lincoln Nora, Henry Mary 8, 1 William 0, X-ray Young 6, 39270.
London's cultural life. This is a picture of what was called Johnson's Club. It was a gathering of some of the most interesting, most creative people of the age, and they would regularly be a dream party guest.
X-ray 1134.
Here's Johnson, and here's his biographer Boswell, and this is the Georgian portrait painter, Sir Joshua.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Trooper 3326 coming in it's 637 about Hallmark of Kim.
A person to take center stage in a Georgian portrait, and to be the subject of the portrait, and not some exotic detail.
Sorry, what'd you say?
This portrait
Can you go to the disturbance on spring?
So the boy in the painting was always assumed to be
right now
Dr.
I'm pushing this car onto the road over here on the Garden.
The latest
like 10 minutes.
Johnson's servant, Francis.
Hey, I'm already about to ride with 420.
The latest
You good out there? You just have that phone.
into doubt. Another sign of how elusive this history can be. What we know for certain is that Francis Barber was born in Jamaica, and that he was born a slave. And he was
29 expired September of 2015. Returned to 1999 Lincoln. The owner is Victor Ramirez out of Robstown, Texas.
An unlikely friendship. Johnson became like a father to Francis and changed this book, Dictionary of the English Language. But on the back of this one, the young Francis
Go to first.
practiced writing.
First one last name is Hayes. Henry Adam Young, Edward Sam. First name is DeAndre. It's David Adam Noah David Robert Edward. 425 of 01.
Because it is just such an innocent, such a classic.
I confirm.
It's such an innocent, such a classically teenage thing to do. It's what we all did when we were kids, and we were imagining what it was going to be like.
Robert Ocean Sam, Henry Adam William Noah, 1229 of 2000.
And then you remember that the property of somebody else, he born a thing legally.
No, it's Ocean David, Ocean Mary.
And beaten. So for the teenage Francis Barber to sit in this room and imagine a future in which he would be the author of his own
last name is Harvey. First name is Travis. Common spelling 213 of 2000.
Is that the two living in this house and being this Georgian odd couple were the same years in which Britain was exporting millions of Africans into slavery.
Charlie 5450 for assault injuries, 5875 of a heart, 5875 of a heart. Everhart Police Department, Department T. Tom. There's a female saying she was dragged by a vehicle. Information still coming in. Charlie 304.
Scenes will be repeated at the World Cup.
EMS 1 at 036.
A few days after our meeting, I get a call from Vasily. He's invited. He's invited me to a five-a-side tournament, but with a difference. All the teams represent hooligan
So let's click the RP1 cell detector, female.
Unit assault with injuries, 534 via, 534 via. Possible stabbing.
Adam 415. Peace restored over here. No assault, be clear.
Завели семьями, детьми, Василия вот 5 детей, у меня 2.
Adam 420 on 415.
Vasily's.
Therefore, Adam 460, I got units.
Vasily's called me off.
Не понял уже, Паша? Да. Ну, хорошо. Не надо снимать. Это действующие ребята, не надо снимать. No. No.
But he does have a suggestion to find some of the Marseille.
Receive another call. Alleging he was stabbed. It's going to be a male subject. It's going to be a tall, bald, shaved head, no shirt.
Кто ищет, тот всегда найдет.
The patient was also stabbed. Correction, it looks like the female patient was hit in the face with a chair, and the suspect was stabbed in the leg with scissors. PD is being advised, information is still coming in. Mark off EMS 1 at 038.
In the 1960s, 90% of Victorians rented their homes.
Restoration 18. Also present 90% at this time.
You didn't have to provide employment or good character, as you would have had to do elsewhere. The slums drew people from the fringes of society. Low-paid workers, immigrants, even...
In the vehicle, he was, but they were busted.
Misfortune sent people here by the thousand.
There was airbag deployment.
Couldn't even afford to rent their own room. Some paid to sleep in other people's beds. Others opted for the doss house. The poor couldn't even afford to rent their own room. Some paid to sleep in other people's beds. Others opted for the doss house. In 1860, 50,000 people had no option but to pay 4pence a night to sleep in rows. Most slums were owned by landlords who employed local men like Andy to run the doss house and collect rent from the other tenants.
Oh dear me, that's one way of
Show me up the sub to fix my computer.
Try for 7
South with the group, isn't it? Hi guys, nice to meet you. Give me your money. Or I'm going to kick you out your room.
19. Restrictions B-Boy and F. Frank. Address at 2317 St. Joseph. Unit K. King out of this city. On your next subject, Travis Harvey. He's also negative 29 all the way around. Has a DL that's eligible. Class C expires 2018. Restrictions A. Adam and B-Boy and F. Frank. Address 14202 Encantada, number 306 out of this city. And on your subject, Jada Jones, Alexis Jones, and Rashawn Odom, they're all negative 29 all the way around, and they all have ILEADS history. So they do? 10-4, they all have ILEADS history.
Called up Bay Area. I'm at Bay Area ER from midnight to 6 a.m.
10-4.
92.
On it, it's going straight to a automatic message saying they can't receive voicemails.
Okay, 10-4, thank you. I'm sorry, we didn't catch that. 3 males, 2 females, okay?
60, 10-4. 3 males, 2 females, 042. Status is not eligible. Enforcement action suspended, surcharge due intoxication. At the beginning date, October 30th of 2017. No lift date, negative 29.
He's gonna have a stab wound to his left knee, conscious breathing, talking.
10-4, stab wound to left knee, conscious and breathing. 10-4. 10-4 still.
Team safe out there.
Cimarron, 2802 Cimarron at the Cimarron Senior Apartments. It's going to be apartment 319, 319, Cross Streets, Bradley, and Saratoga. An 87-year-old female, conscious difficulty breathing. Work off EMS 1 at 043.
Stand by for fire phase.
Gonna establish then established in a unit for now, so we'll figure out.
10-4. That's at 315.
We'll be on a QOL. Staples 11.
Staples up at 10-4.
Code 4.
More minutes, right? No, we can 18 them.
10-4, I'll wait.
No, you should see the way she kicks and flails in her sleep. It's a wonder she doesn't put me in the hospital. No, I know. I understand.
431, I've got an update when ready.
Alright, I'll talk to you later.
It's going to be that 2-story structure. It is unoccupied. Go ahead and keep fire rolling just in case. But advise them it's not emergency.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do.
610.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children.
Charlie 3. Yeah, this was just a couple earlier that we got a call over here for disturbance, but no information was given by the boyfriend. I guess was following the boyfriend down the because she was trying to leave, and I guess, you know, she was holding on to the car and to get away from her.
Saw a girl in the news last night.
That's why she fell and scraped her knee.
Just like you. Yeah, he killed him, didn't he?
Nah, just scraped.
Yeah. That's why you were running. Yeah, go ahead, run away.
Hey! What's going on?
Charlie 330, I'm clear. Give me a call, Marion.
What the hell was that about?
Hey, the police were looking for her father, you know.
Well, he's dead. Don't you think she suffered enough?
You know, what the hell are you doing with the kid anyway, huh? All that loud music, people coming in and out all hours of the night.